I went on a trip to Europe, and my parents were taking care of Pepper.
Whose
while
dog
I
was
away.
it? Back up a second and tell me, whose dog was it?
Pepper's my dog now, but originally she was my brother John's.
Okay, and is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so then John is where now that he didn't take his dog with him?
John enlisted in the Army.
Okay.
He is stationed at Fort Drum in New York.
Okay.
So when he went off to boot camp, he wasn't allowed to take Pepper with him, and he left me this letter here, if I could send that up to the chair.
I've never seen that, Your Honor.
Okay, let's see what it is.
And this letter essentially just says that he's not the best at goodbyes, which is fair enough about my brother, but that he wants me to take care of Pepper while he's gone. And since he has a long tour, I took this to mean as like a transfer of ownership.
So let me show it to you. You know your child's handwriting, I presume. And is that, and you also, I presume, speak to your child. So is that, in fact, a note that you're...
Your Honor, to be honest, it could go either way. I'm familiar with this cursive, but not with this printing.
Okay. Well, do you know for a fact that that's what he did, that as a gesture of a goodbye, he gave the dog to him? Because didn't this one mention it as soon as it happened?
No, Your Honor, we did hear something to that effect,
Okay.
but we just didn't know how much truth was to it. You know what I mean?
So, but now, when you end up moving out of the house at what age?
I ended up moving out at 18, 2 years after I got the dog.
2 years after you got the dog. Did you take the dog with you?
I did take the dog.
Was that a clue that it was his dog? All right. So then, how long were you living with the dog before you asked them, "Will you watch him while I go to Europe"?
About a year.
A year. Okay. And then, did you ever bring the dog over for them to visit with, or would they visit you and the dog, or?
Not often. We live pretty nearby, but I work as a barista. I was putting myself through community college. I was a little busy to return home, especially because we're not exactly the closest, me and my parents.
Was there a particular reason for that?
Your Honor, things have never been the same in my family since John left. So my parents, after he leaves, they join this support group for parents of soldiers in affiliation with the local church. And I thought it was a really good thing for them to get some of, the support that they need missing my brother. But they started leaning into the fundamentalist religiosity of it all. And I still thought I could trust them because I was, I was their kid, they're my parents. So at 17, I come out to them, and I'm met with not outright hostility, but they haven't looked at me the same way ever since.
Okay. What do you mean they haven't looked at you the same way? Have they ever actually verbally stated anything or you just feel it?
I just feel it, and they constantly compare me to John. They always have, but ever since he went off to the military, I'm supposed to be as much of a hero as he is, and I'm supposed to be as driven and as motivated, and I'm a hard worker, but I'm not my brother.
You're your own person. You're not him.
I can't be held to his standards.
No. Did they ever verbally express that they were disappointed in you?
Not that they were disappointed. I think the word they used most often was worried.
Okay.
They were concerned for me. I was doing fine. I was working my way through college. I even had enough saved up to take the trip at the end of it.
So let's talk about the trip.
So it was...
By the way, you're how old right now?
I'm 19.
Okay, go on.
So I took a gap semester after I completed my first year of college to do a brief European tour with my boyfriend.
Okay. What's brief?
About 2.5 months.
Oh, that's not brief. That's a good chunk of time.
It is, and a lot of my friends were taking similar trips. I thought it was good as a creative writer to have a little bit of lived world experience.
Why don't you just tell us
Hold on one second. I'll give you the floor in a moment. Go ahead.
To answer his question, because I knew how they would have reacted.
How would they have reacted?
They would have met me with hostility and disappointment.
Who was paying for college?
I was paying for
You were
my
working
college.
your own way through college.
I was working
Who was paying your rent?
College. I was paying my own
Okay, were
rent.
they helping you at all financially, or no, you were able to do everything on your own?
Not financially. I did it on my own, yes.
Okay. All right. How often would you see your parents?
Maybe once every half year. It had been kind of since I went to school that I reached out to ask if they could watch Pepper.
Really? Wow. All right, so now, because you guys live close by. What happened to the holidays and all that? You wouldn't even get together for the holidays, or? Would you folks not even get together for the holidays, or did you get together when your other son came in for?
When John would come back, we would all get together and things of that sort, but we wouldn't get together on holidays, no.
Well, what reason? Okay, so if my child was in my same town, I would be reaching out to my child like white on rice, and I'm kind of curious, why didn't you?
We didn't communicate as well as we did initially.
Is it because he told you he was gay?
No, it has nothing to do with that, Your Honor.
One of the things I read in your answer to the complaint was, we're trying
Well, it was difficult in the beginning, but we've been working on it, and so to that extent, we've been trying.
Okay. All right.
And it's become more acceptable.
So
over
he
time.
texts you and says, "Can you take care of Pepper?" And you guys say yes.
Yeah, of course.
And you
Beautiful
think
dog.
he's studying abroad.
Yes,
and
he tells us he's going over there to study.
Okay.
He's not. We're hearing from mutual friends that he's over there hanging out with his boyfriend.
Okay, well,
Dates
why
and-
can't he be studying and hanging out with his boyfriend?
I guess
in
he
other
could
words,
do-
how was that evidence he wasn't studying, I guess?
Because he's just, there were pictures of him helping like clubs and doing things, all sorts of things
Yes,
every
okay,
day.
I'm here to tell you as someone who supported 3 people going through Madrid for a semester abroad that there are clubs involved, okay?
Fair enough.
All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, people do that when they're abroad. They do also have fun and go to clubs, young people. So, you know, like that's not necessarily evidence. In fact, that your reaction to the picture and to your friends telling you about it kind of feeds into his premise that maybe you're not all that okay with it.
I am a bit old-fashioned, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So you get a picture from your friend, you're embarrassed, and you tell him
Quite.
what? We're not returning Pepper to you?
Yes, well, first off, the dog looked completely different. Like there was weight loss. He was emaciated. He had this like back right foot injury. It was like cracked and swollen. It's something that happened.
What happened to the dog? Did the dog have
Generally.
any accident that was limping or anything like that that you?
Yeah, I used to take Pepper out on runs for about a half hour every single morning. But a few days before I left for my trip, I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't have eyes on the paw when it happened, but I noticed that she started limping too.
Okay, did you tell them, hey, she's limping?
I let them know that there was a little something going on with her paw, but I didn't know
A
there
little
was
bit
anything
something.
wrong.
It was cracked. It's swollen. It was the size of my head.
Okay,
There
but
was a
so
crack.
did you
It
take the
wasn't
dog?
swollen
Did
when
you
I
take
left.
the dog to the vet?
We did, Your Honor.
And what did the vet
My wife
say?
and I almost spent $400 getting this dog anxiety meds and topical stuff and amoxicillin and stuff for his. He had an infection. It was infected. His paw was like twice the size.
Okay, did the doctor have any clue? Like, was it broken or was
I
it
have
not
some.
broken?
I
Was it?
have
what was
evidence pertaining to this fact. There's
Yeah,
actually
let me
no
see
still
the
before
vet.
and after of the dog.
Do
Your Honor.
not
Just the
hand my
picture.
bailiff your whole folder.
Just the
Oh my
picture.
God, I hate that.
In court, Your Honor. I'm
You
sorry, I've never-
sift and find me
That's the bill.
doctor's report, the vet's
It's a report
report.
from the police, and this is the vet bill.
You do the work, Judge.
Where you want to get the vet bill?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here is a picture of Doggy, Pepper, and that is, I guess Pepper's back paw is next to the front paws, and that's the paw that has the problem?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now this is a police report, and this is the picture of Pepper. Do you have a vet report?
I do, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I made you sift, and you sifted the wrong. Okay, here we go. Moderate anxiety, sudden change since last visit.
Dog is still really, really anxious. Like,
Infected paw and leg swelling. Topical and oral antibiotics prescribed. So nothing about, did they do an x-ray? Did they know if anything was broken?
they didn't do any
Yeah.
x-rays the best
So
of my
apparently they
knowledge.
didn't think they had to.
Yes.
You come home and whatever time you were going to spend there, what time did you end up spending there?
I ended up coming back on August 25th,
Which
just
was
like
early?
I said, which was on time, the
On
same
time.
day.
All right, so you come home, and then when do you go to your parents' house? Like, by the way, and during the time that you're away, do you hear from your parents?
We don't talk much while I'm on
No,
the trip,
so
no.
they don't text you and say, you liar, you.
No, they don't
Okay.
communicate anything at all. As far as I know, Pepper is doing perfectly fine.
They don't say, we had to take the dog to the vet, you owe us money, and nothing. There's
No.
no conversation.
Nothing to
Not
that
even
effect.
how you doing, how's Pepper?
Not
Nothing.
really, no.
Nothing.
They just took the dog, and I assumed everything was
I'm
fine.
stunned, though, that you didn't say, how's everything? I'm going to assume everything is fine. But anyway, okay, so especially since you left Pepper with a limp, like I kind of would expect you to communicate with your parents.
She's my first dog. I thought she just needed a couple of days of rest. If
All
I
right,
had known
so
she needed a
So
vet.
now when you do get home, how do you find out that they refuse to return Pepper?
As soon as I'm off the plane, I get my bags, and my first stop on the way home is my parents' house, so that I can get Pepper. I missed her dearly. But when I get there, the door is locked, and my father is shouting at me through the window that I am a lying abuser and that I don't deserve to have
Wasn't
her
shouting,
back.
Elliot.
What were you shouting through the window? Okay, so what did you say through the door to your son?
Eva,
Go ahead, let's say it. We all know it. You're
I
not
said,
getting the
welcome
dog
home.
back.
How
You're
did
a
it go
liar.
over there? How was school? Very sarcastically, mind you.
Right. Did you tell him you're not getting Pepper back?
Yes.
And did you say why?
I said I'd bring him to the vet and spend almost $400, and his dog is not in good health. He's anxiety ridden.
Maybe the
Yeah.
dog was anxiety ridden because he was back with you two. Why don't we go back to that honesty thing and think about this? Do you think that maybe a little bit of you was mad about the lack of communication with your son, mad that your son lied to you about what he was doing there? It was a gap year that you took that you funded yourself. So what?
No,
You know?
self-funded, and I
Yeah.
did use it in my studies, but no, I wasn't actively in school at
But
the
I mean,
time.
but see, you know, it's part of becoming an adult and separating from your parents. You're doing very well, which is supporting yourself and going through, supporting yourself through college and working and all that stuff. You're doing really well. And then the lie part comes, which shouldn't have to come. But maybe you were worried that if you told the truth, that I'm going with some friends, and it's none of their business who the friends are. That's truth enough. I'm going with some friends to Europe. I want, I'm going to use that in my creative writing. And whatever you want to say that's more close to the truth would have been a better idea. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I was
but
just afraid.
I don't see how seeing a picture of your son out at a club makes you decide that he's not actually studying. Are we going to be honest? Did we decide we're playing the honest card?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can we be honest and admit that part of the reason why you decided to keep the dog was to punish him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mom?
I don't think we were trying to punish him.
Do you
Wasn't
ever,
being
like,
honest
if a
about it.
child lies to me, I spend the first minute mad that they lied, and then I spend the second minute wondering why they lied. Right?
Yes.
Right.
That's
Do
right.
you? Do you understand why he may not, if you're constantly comparing him to the hero brother who enlisted, does that occur to you that maybe, that's first of all just a terrible parenting device anyway, comparing anybody to anybody. But also, does it occur to you that maybe that's why he lied, and shouldn't you, if you don't, have a little insight into that and think to yourself, what is going wrong between us and how can I fix it? And why did he feel the need to lie? Because apparently he was right, he needed to lie.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that there was a breakdown in communication there. I think, though, we were also concerned about the dog's health and the dog's well-being.
Were you? Because what I'm reading from the vet isn't, the dog is routinely beaten and neglected. What I am reading from the vet is the dog has anxiety. No kidding. His owner left and he doesn't speak English, and the dog doesn't understand that the owner's coming back. Why are we in court over his dog? We're not in court over his dog. We know that we're not in court over his dog. Do you want him back in your life?
Yes.
Yes.
We miss him.
Okay. Do you want him back in your life, accepting that he's gay?
Yes.
Yes.
In the end of the day, he's a 19-year-old. Okay, I don't care what your friends think. I don't care what your church thinks. I realize that they have made you feel less than. And that is shame on you. Because every child is different, every human is different, and you need to accept him how he is. Can you get over that flaw in their treatment of you and give this another chance?
I'm willing to try.
Okay,
Elliot, we miss you.
I've missed you too.
go ahead. Go over there. Everybody wants to. Just go ahead. Okay. Folks, it's his dog. Dogs are property. I know we think of them as humans. You don't have a right to confiscate someone's dog because you don't think they're treating them well. Dog is going back to you. That is my verdict. I'm not going to award you $20,000. You don't even want the $20,000.
That's not what I was after anyway,
I know.
Your Honor.
You want Pepper. Okay? That's my verdict, and I really wish you folks the best and hope that this is a new beginning for you. I really mean it from the bottom of my soul.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I knew it was not about the dog from the very start. And for the parents not to accept their child after he confessed something very personal, something he obviously has been struggling for years, it's still your baby. It's still the same son that you've been raising. And even the church says, hate the sin, not the sinner. Even if you disagree with his lifestyle, it doesn't make him any less of a person that he is. Just go hug him, pray for him, and God does miracles. We don't know what's going to happen next, but this connection between parents and children is so important. And he's still a child. He's only 19. He still needs his parents, and that's the point I'm trying to make. But what did you guys think about this case? Please hit me up in the comments below, and thank you for watching.